Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we begin, an important message. अगर आपको ये वीडियो हिंदी में देखना है तो ये वीडियो हिंदी में भी अवेलेबल है और उसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में अवेलेबल है। आप प्लीज़ डिस्क्रिप्शन के लिंक से ये वीडियो हिंदी में भी चेक कर सकते हैं। Alright, so let's begin with the video. So the purpose behind creating this video is we run insurance and investment business, and we come across a lot of customers who has a conflict in their name. Most in most cases, the KYC is rejected because there's a conflict in their name. Uh, could be a spelling mistake, could be a middle name, or a lot of other things which we are going to discuss now. Most people don't even realize that there is a conflict in their name until the KYC is rejected or there's some conflict which arises. Okay. So all your ID proofs should have two things in common. Okay. First thing is your name. Your name should match with all the documents issued by the government. And the next important thing is your date of birth. Your date of birth should also match with all your documents. Name and date of birth, guys. Please check both these things, and it should match with all your documents. Now, which documents you need to check this? We will discuss that as well. So before that, where should you derive your name from, and where should you take your name from? Which is the primary document from where you should take your name? That document is your birth certificate. You should always take your name as per your birth certificate. And if for some reason, if you do not have the birth certificate, or if you do not hold a birth certificate, then you should take your name as per the passport, because passport is a very important document and it also defines citizenship. Unlike other documents, passport does define citizenship. So make sure that your name is as per the birth certificate, and if you do not have a birth certificate, you can take the name as per the passport. And if you already have a birth certificate, make sure your name on the passport is also the same as per your birth certificate. Okay, so now let's take an hypothetical example as to how your name should be. Okay, suppose your name on the birth certificate is Viraj Mahesh Kohli. Okay, then your name on all the documents should be Viraj Kohli. Alright, so your name will be clearly mentioned on the birth certificate, and your father's name will be mentioned separately, and your mother's name will be mentioned separately as well. Most people, what they do is they make their name as Viraj Mahesh Kohli. Just because their father's first name is Mahesh, they add that to their middle name. They make it Viraj Mahesh Kohli. However, this is not right. You should take your name as mentioned in your birth certificate, because your birth certificate will have your name mentioned separately and your father's name and your mother's name mentioned separately. So please make sure that you take the name as defined in the birth certificate, which is, as an example, it should be Viraj Kohli, not Viraj Mahesh Kohli. However, if you wish to keep your name as Viraj Mahesh Kohli, that's how you want it. There's nothing wrong with it. If you wish to keep your name as Viraj Mahesh Kohli, then you need to get this correction done on the birth certificate first. Birth certificate and the passport. Once you have it corrected on your birth certificate and your passport, you can get that correction done on all the other relevant documents as well. Alright, so as discussed earlier, your name should be taken as per your birth certificate. If you do not have the birth certificate, then make sure you take the name as per the passport. Right now, what are some of the documents where you should check your name and date of birth is correct? And I'm talking about the documents which are issued by the government. Okay, the documents which are issued by the government of India: your Aadhaar card, PAN card, voter ID, marriage certificate, driver's license, and ration card. Make sure your name and date of birth is matching on all these documents and it's as per the birth certificate or the passport. Some other important documents where you need to check your name and make sure that your name is right there as well are your educational certificates, your mark sheets. Make sure that your name and date of birth both is mentioned right on your educational certificates. Obviously, your bank accounts, your name should reflect right on all your bank accounts because otherwise there will be a conflict in your KYC. Sale deed. Suppose if you have invested in some property or real estate, then you should make sure that your name on the sale deed is as per your ID proofs. Business licenses, if you've applied for a trade license or something, make sure that your name reflects right there as well. Demat account, mutual fund, insurance policies, if your name is incorrect on these documents, you need to do re-KYC. You need to do the KYC again and get this rectification done. Okay, let's discuss some important points. Name correction, obviously, as many of us know, it can be done online. Your PAN card, Aadhaar card, driver's license, voter ID correction can be done on the government websites. If for some other documents where the option is not available online, you may do it offline at the government centers. Okay, now another important point is you should never add any special characters in your name, which will create a lot of discrepancy in future. Many systems are not programmed to accept special characters, so avoid this please. When I say special characters, this could be a comma, apostrophe, hyphen, or any other special character. Spaces matter. Make sure there's a space between your first name and last name. Many people do skip the space between the first name and the last name. So make sure there's a space. Make sure there's proper spacing between the first name and the last name. If you hold a middle name or multiple names, then you should make sure that there is proper spacing in all the names between all the names. And make sure there is no spelling mistake or typo errors in your name. Even a letter incorrect should be rectified. You may need to request the authority or the official to make that correction for you. Name change after marriage. This is a very important topic. As per the Supreme Court of India, the Supreme Court has given a clear statement that there is no need to change the name for females and women after marriage. Okay, so Supreme Court has made it very clear that you don't have to change your name after your marriage. It's completely a choice. Okay, however, if you wish to change your name, as I said earlier, it's completely a choice. You have the option to do so, and you may change your name. You may add your husband's last name to your name if you wish to make that change. Okay. If you wish to make that change, if you wish to change your name after marriage, make sure that you hold a marriage certificate, because without marriage certificate, any changes may create a conflict in future. And also, if you change your name after marriage, then your before marriage name and after marriage name will be different. There will be a conflict there as well. So, especially in your educational certificates, those certificates as issued before marriage will have a different name, and your after marriage name will be different. So, in this case, you need to apply for a divergence certificate. A divergence certificate is a certificate issued by the state government, which is an evidence that both your before marriage name and your after marriage name belongs to the same person. And you may apply for a divergence certificate through any state government. I mean, through your respective state government, not through any state government. Okay. Again, a divergent certificate, on a divergent certificate, maximum 2 names are allowed. And in a very rare case, they might accept 3 names. So make sure you don't have multiple names and you don't have multiple errors and conflicts in your name before you apply for a divergent certificate. You may apply for a divergent certificate even if there's no change in your name after marriage and it's a simple conflict. You can apply for a divergent certificate in those cases as well. But then again, the acceptance of this document is the acceptance of this request is entirely upon the government officials. Okay guys, that's it for today. If you like the video, please make sure you hit the like button. If you have any feedback for me, please make sure you add that in the comment section. And please do share this video with your friends and family, because I feel that this is a very important topic and should be shared with as many people as possible. And last but not the least, guys, please do subscribe for my videos so I can bring more informational videos like this. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.